Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. Today we are breaking down our Sun Belt Conference predictions. A conference, guys, that is dealing with 4 brand new members as Marshall, James Madison, Old Dominion, and Southern Miss are all joining the Fun Belt heading into 2022. Before we break down these prediction guides and giving you a brief preview for each of these teams, we do want to say thank you again for joining us here at the Gridiron Expert. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, guys, including our expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Some of the best college football and NFL spread predictions in the entire country for one of the lowest prices in the entire country. Make sure you go check that out again down in the description. And also go join our brand new Gridiron Expert Discord server. The server, guys, free to join. Go check it out. Link down in the description. Join today so you can discuss football with me year-round, but also thousands of other college football fans across the country. We want to build our Gridiron community. We want to expand our GE Nation, and you can help us do that by subscribing, but also joining our Discord server to keep the discussion going year-round. So let's take a look at the Sun Belt, guys. Again, a conference that a couple years ago many would have pegged as the worst in all of college football, but now is becoming a lot more competitive. We'll start over here in the East, where we have Appalachian State finishing at the top of that division, 10-2, 7-1 in conference play. The Mountaineers, guys, went 10-4 last year. Perennial Sun Belt power have been since they joined the conference, and they're going to be once again. Chase Bryce returns at quarterback. Nate Noel returns at running back. 6 starters are back on defense from one that ranked 33rd in the country last year. Yes, the Mountaineers lost the Sun Belt Championship game last year to Louisiana, but right now I would venture to say that the Mountaineers are the favorite to win the whole thing in 2022. You take a look at Coastal Carolina, 9-3, 6-2. Grayson McCall is back as their star quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks within the conference, also one of the better quarterbacks within the nation. Reese White returns at running back. Sam Pinckney returns at wide receiver, transferring in from fellow Sun Belt member Georgia State. So a big addition to Coastal Carolina, who lost a lot of pieces on both sides of the ball. And it shows 3 starters back on offense and 3 starters back on defense. The Coastal success really, guys, is going to hinge on that defense. I believe the offense is going to be fine. The defense is going to be the biggest thing. Can they stop some of the more prolific offenses they will face? They have to travel to Georgia State. They have to travel to Marshall. They have to travel to Virginia. They have to travel to James Madison. It's a brutal stretch for Jamie Chadwell's Chanticleers, but one they can handle and certainly have themselves in a position to win the division. Georgia State, guys, this to me is the sleeper team, if you want to call them that, to win the Sun Belt East Division, because this team led by Sean Elliott is good. It's a team that went 7-5 in the regular season last year, won their bowl game. Darren Granger returns at quarterback, dual threat QB, leading the 8th ranked rushing offense in the country. This offense, guys, will be very, very tough to stop and can really take advantage of some of the lesser defenses within the conference. We have them at 7-5, but 6-2 in conference play. So one extra win or upset for the Panthers could catapult them all the way to number 1 in the East, even though we have them at 3rd. Really a tie for 2nd, but 3rd right now. They get to host Coastal Carolina. They host North Carolina. They do have to travel to App State and Marshall, but this game, guys, against App State could be the one that determines the whole division. Marshall, a newcomer, new member of the Sun Belt. We have them in at 8-4, 5-3. They're entering year 2 under Charles Huff. They're dealing with a new quarterback in Henry Columbine coming in from Texas Tech. How he fares will dictate how Marshall fares in 2022, because the defense should be phenomenal. Rasheem Ali back at running back should be phenomenal. But really it's going to be, can they get the passing game going? They had a pretty good passing offense last year, but that was with Grant Wells, who has now transferred to Virginia Tech. Marshall, guys, has the defense to shut down any team within the Sun Belt. It's all going to come down to their offense, and Rasheem Ali cannot do it alone. We believe the Thundering Herd, though, will come in at 8-4, 5-3 in their first year in the Sun Belt, which is actually a slight improvement from their 7-win season last year in the Conference USA. James Madison, this is the team I'm most excited to watch in the Sun Belt this year. Not any of the perennial powers, but a team that's making their FBS debut. The Dukes, guys, coming in from the FCS to the FBS. Todd Centio is coming in as a transfer quarterback from Colorado State, giving them stability there. Percy Ajayi Obase is back in at running back. Dealt with some injuries last year. Back as one of the better running backs probably in the Sun Belt this year. I'd venture to say he was one of the best in the FCS before he got hurt. This is a team that last year was 12-2, won the FCS National Championship a few years ago. This is the team that's going to win immediately in the Sun Belt. They only play 11 games this year. We do believe they win 5 of them and win 3 in conference play. So again, the FCS to FBS jump isn't going to be as difficult as some think. Are they going to win all games that they do in the FCS? No. It'll be more difficult, but not really going to go winless or only win 1 game. The Dukes are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and we have them finishing, again, 5-6 because they do only play 11 games this year. Final 2 guys, Old Dominion and Georgia Southern. The Monarchs of Old Dominion, they won their last 5 games to go bowling last year. They probably shouldn't have gone bowling in 2021, but they managed to do it. Unbelievable turnaround by Ricky Rain. I believe they're going to struggle a little bit more this year because of the schedule. Their first 3 games, Virginia Tech, ECU, Virginia, easily could all be losses. So right there, you have 3 losses, 3 more barely get you bowling. The Sun Belt slate not going to be easy with all the teams in the East and a difficult cross-division schedule as well. Talent is there for Old Dominion to maybe spring off a few upsets, but not enough to pull off a miraculous bowl run that they had last year. Same goes for Georgia Southern. Former USC head coach Clay Helton is now taking over. He brings in the former Buffalo quarterback Kyle Van Treese, and they're switching from the triple option to more balanced approach. So, it's going to be a very interesting transition for the Eagles guys, and that to me is why Georgia Southern will struggle in 2022. You're taking a team that was designed for the triple option, trying to make it more balanced, trying to make it a little bit more pass heavy than it has been in years past, dealing with new coaches, new coordinators, road games at Coastal Carolina, Georgia State, Louisiana, in a home game against Appalachian State. The schedule is brutal. The Eagles are going to go through growing pains despite having a decent head coach in Clay Helton. Over in the West, Louisiana. They went 13-1 last year. They're the reigning Sun Belt champions, but Billy Napier is gone. That 13-1 record got him the job at Florida. Michael DeZormo is now in as the new head coach at Louisiana, promoting from within. We still believe the Raging Cajuns are going to be the team to beat in the West. If you look at this, guys, clearly the East Division is the more tough and more competitive division within the Sun Belt Conference. Over here, you've got a 7-1 team to a 4-4, 7-1 to 6-2. Louisiana is the front runner, and there's not a single team in the West that's going to challenge them for that. The biggest threat is Troy. Troy team that returns 19 starters, so a lot of talent coming back, including their quarterback Gunnar Watson. But also a Troy team that has fallen short time and time again of making a bowl game. I believe they finally get over the hump, but they're going to go through a few growing pains as well with new head coach John Sumrall. First-year head coach, 19 starters back, new schemes, trying to implement his style. Troy finally gets over the hump to that 6-win mark, but nowhere near the point of hanging with the top dog in Louisiana. The rest of these guys don't even go bowling. So over here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bowl teams. You only have 2 over here. The rest don't go bowling. South Alabama, many have them pegged at the lower end of the Western Division. I disagree. Kane Womack did a solid job last year coming in, leading the Jaguars to a 5-7 record. We have them doing that again, but 4 of those 5 wins coming within conference play. And I believe the offensive line is good enough to hold up here. The defense is going to be phenomenal for South Alabama. It all comes down to their quarterback play. And they've got a battle going here, but I would right now lean a little bit more towards Desmond Trotter's way. If he works on his accuracy, he'll be fine because he does have that dual threat capability. And that's going to be enough for me for the South Alabama to earn the 3rd spot in the West over the likes of maybe a guy like Arkansas State, who last year went 2-10, finished last in the Sun Belt West, the first time they've ever done that, and right now has Butch Jones, even after 1 year, on the hot seat in Jonesboro. Arkansas State guys should bounce back a little bit. James Blackman returns at quarterback. He should take a step forward if he can stay healthy. The biggest thing for Arkansas State is they have to improve on the run game. They ranked 128th nationally in rushing offense, 128 out of 130. They also only returned 3 starters on defense after ranking 129th in defense out of 130. A-State went through a bunch of transfers, bunch of opt-outs. They didn't do the best job in the transfer portal. They don't have as much depth, but this team should be a little bit better. For the guys that stayed, should do enough to take a step forward and win 5 games, improving their win total by 3. But the Red Wolves certainly in for another tough year under Butch Jones. 5-7 could be a little bit generous. Last 3, Southern Miss, the other new member. 3 new members in the East, 1 new member in the West. The Golden Eagles coming in at 4-8. They went 3-9 last year. What's their key? Quarterback play. quarterback play. Ty Keys is back at quarterback if he can stay healthy. If he stays healthy and improves on his game, paired with Frank Gore Jr., this could be one of the better quarterback-running back duos within the conference. The defense for Southern Miss. 7 starters are back, ranked 42nd last year, 24th versus the pass. Should be able to shut down some more of the pass-heavy teams that they face, but the non-conference schedule is going to be tough, and the offense is still going to struggle from time to time, preventing them from going bowling. They'll be more competitive and will improve on their 3-9 total from llast year, but not enough to go bowling in their first year in the Sun Belt, of course, coming over from the Conference USA. Final 2, Texas State, 4-8 for this year. They went 4-8 last year. You look at this team, guys. They needed a quarterback, and they've got one. Lane Hatcher transferring in from Arkansas State to Texas State, but he needs receivers. Right now, he doesn't have them. They also need a defense. Right now, they don't have it. I believe Texas State is a lot more competitive, and their offense takes a major step forward, but it's not enough to get them to 5 or even 6 wins. More competitive, and it will include a win over Arkansas State. Lane Hatcher will get revenge over his former team, but it's not going to be enough to go bowling, and the same can be said for ULM. They went 4-8 last year after going 0-10 in 2020, but the schedule is absolutely brutal. Bad defense, questions at quarterback, brutal schedule. We believe Terry Bowden's squad takes a little bit of a step back, 4-8 to 3-9, but does win 2 conference games. You look at the East and West, guys. We have a rematch in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game. It's going to be Appalachian State versus Louisiana. Last year, Louisiana beat the Mountaineers, winning the Sun Belt Conference. This year, we believe App State gets their revenge, and that is going to be your Sun Belt champion, guys. App State fell short last year. Louisiana was so dang good. They lose Levi Lewis. They lose Billy Napier. They lose a lot of guys across the board that helped them win 13 games last year, helped them win that Sun Belt title. While I still believe they're still a double-digit win team and the best team in the West, App State is just a little bit better. 100%. Sean Clark's squad is going to get revenge over them and recapture the Sun Belt. The Mountaineers 11 wins heading in to the postseason. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including those expert picks over on our website, thegridironexpert.com, and also including our new Discord server. Make sure to check that link out down in the description and sign up for that today. Again, that part free of charge. So make sure to join that, become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.